Is there training that you do for people to help them think through how to use their time the right way or where to best focus? Like going back, like what makes for an excellent entrepreneur? My thesis is that it's the ones who know how to really focus their time and be really good on that front. But like, what would you define as like the skill sets that the best have? And then how does it play out with this sort of delegation? And then we should talk about hiring and bringing on. How do you choose the right people that you can trust and say, I'm going to get rid of my ego and hand this to you?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it really starts at like what your big goal is. Like in 20 or 30 years, what do you want to accomplish, right? And if that goal's not big enough, then really what you're doing today is probably fine. You'll get there, right? You'll grow at your 5% a year and that compounds and you've got a pretty awesome business and you're decent value, you've got a really good net worth. And, but the thing is, if your goal is massive, then it kind of forces you to be like, well, if I'm actually serious about that massive goal, then I need it's not happening unless I get out of my own way. And I find that that's maybe the start. I've coached a lot of entrepreneurs, I do that on the side for free, just up and coming ones. And a lot of them are like, yeah, I've got $1 million business. I'm making 300 grand. Things are good. Maybe if we grow a little bit next year, if we maintain, I'm like, are you insane? Like if you don't evolve and change, your business will disappear no matter what it is. And if that's your goal and you're like, well, this is easy. Well, you're only on this planet once. So if you're on your deathbed tomorrow and you're like, yeah, I just had $1 million business for 50 years and made, 300 grand a year. And I was happy with that. Like a lot of people would be like, that's an amazing thing. That's a really great position to be in. But once you're there, like, why stop? Why not? You've done that. Like, what more impact can you make? And it's not even about the money anymore. It's like, how many people on your team can you make better? How many other clients can you help? And really, you got to really build your goals. When I was starting my business, I really found that as an entrepreneur, I didn't know what was possible, right? And now it's like I sold a business to a much bigger company that opened my eyes and perspective. And I've done lots of coaching since then to realize that, like, really, whatever you want to do, like Elon Musk said, I'm going to put people in orbit and I'm going to put somebody on Mars. Like, he's going to accomplish that, right? So it's really about setting your big goal and then figuring it out if you really want it, work backwards.
So do you recommend then for the companies, the small businesses you work with, like, hey, if you want to actually do more than just say, oh, I made good money for my career, like, congrats, like, well done. That's better than a lot of people, once again, very privileged. But if you want to do more, is it about setting a really audacious mission and vision? Like, what do you then recommend?
Yeah, definitely. It's about the why, right? It's the little Simon Sinek, like, why are you doing what you do? And then just scaling that as big as you can think, right? Because if you can, the old cliche, if you can dream it, you can do it. And when you say yes to something, you got to say no to other things. So you really need to, as a leader, do that work. And a lot of leaders don't do that work until they've had a success, me included, right? They're like, oh yeah, like, I've got a $5 million company. That's awesome. Making good money. And then they sell it and then they go and take a year off, and somehow all that free time, helps them understand, what was really important and why they did what they did, myself included. And I think it's kind of a interesting journey. And I think that's fairly common for first-time founders. And so I guess my message is just like, how do you not have to sell, but still find that, right? And that's where that like work that a leader needs to be doing is really important, is figuring out what the bigger picture needs to be. I mean, nobody's going to create your 5-year vision or your goals. You have to do it as a leader. And so how do you make sure they align with all the different parts of your life? Not only just the monetary side, but all the other sides, so the community aspects, the impact on your employees, right?